Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. In this lesson, we're going to speak about المعطوف. المعطوف, what is المعطوف? المعطوف التابع هناك بعد حرف من حروف العطف. It is a follower, right? A tabi', meaning that a word does not have its own i'rab, but rather it follows the i'rab of what comes before it. And it is mentioned after one of the particles from the particles of ataf. And we covered that the particles of ataf are conjunctions. So words like and, or, then, words that are mentioned in a sentence and in language to connect two words or two sentences together. So anytime you have, for example, a harf al-ataf like wow, which means and, the word that comes after it is going to be called the ma'tuf. And the word that comes before it is going to be called the ma'tufun alayh. So ma'tuf means the one who's being connected. Ma'tufun alayh is the one who's being connected to. So when I say darastu nahwa wal fiqha, it means I studied grammar and fiqh. So I'm connecting fiqh, the science of fiqh, I'm connecting it, I'm making it ma'atuf with what? With nahu, the ma'atufun alayh, the one who's being connected to. So alayh will be connected to in a sense. So when I say darastu nahwa wal fiqha, it means I studied grammar and fiqh. And al-fiqha is the ma'atuf and is being connected to the ma'atufun alayh. And whatever the i'rab of the ma'atufun alayh is going to be, that is going to be the i'rab of the ma'atuf. So if al-nahwa happened to be al-nahwu marfu', it would be al-fiqhu. And if al-nahwa happened to be al-nahwi majrurun, it would be al-fiqhi. So the ma'atuf is always going to follow the i'rab of the ma'atufun alayh. And what's the ma'atufun alayh is a noun that comes before the harf al-ataf. And what's the ma'atuf is a noun that comes after the harf al-ataf. So that is in very brief sense. So any single time you have a harf al-ataf, you're going to have these three pillars. The ma'atuf, which is the noun that comes after the harf al-ataf, the harf al-ataf itself, and then the ma'atuf alayh, which is the noun that comes before the harf al-ataf. And the ma'atuf is going to follow the i'rab of the ma'atuf alayh, and the ma'atuf alayh is going to have the i'rab of whatever the sentence necessitates and dictates. So now let's talk a bit more about what are the huruf al-ataf. So what are huruf al-ataf? They're a group of 9 particles. Now some scholars are different on number, and we're going to cover that a bit more when we read the actual sharh. But what are huruf al-ataf? They're a group of 9 particles, quote unquote, that تعطي المعطوف حكم معطوف عليه. They give the ma'atuf, the noun that comes after it, the hukma, yani the i'rab, hukma here will be translated as the i'rab of the ma'atuf alayh. So if the ma'atuf alayh is marfu', sahwa al-nahwu wal-fiqhu, it's also going to be marfu'. And if the ma'atuf alayh happens to be mansub, darastu al-nahwa wal-fiqha, the ma'atuf is also going to be mansub. And if the ma'atuf alayh happens to be majrurun, qara'tu fi al-nahwi wal-fiqhi, it's also going to be majrurun. So the harf al-ataf, which is wow here, and its 9 friends, if you will, or 8, is always going to give the ma'atuf, the noun that comes after it, the same exact i'rab, hukm al-i'rabi, as the ma'atuf alayh, the noun that comes before it. So what are these 9 different particles? We have wa, which means and. So ra'aytu Muhammadan wa Zaydan, I saw Muhammad and Zayd. We have thumma, which means then. Ja Muhammadun thumma Khalid, Muhammad came, then Khalid. Then we have al-fa, the fa. And the fa, there's many different types of fas in the Arabic language, and they come to mean different things. But the fa, which means harf al-ataf, which comes as a particle of conjunction, can be roughly translated as and, but it doesn't do it justice. But there's no equivalent to this in English. So I'll say, for example, Ja Muhammadun fa Khalid, Muhammad came and Khalid. Muhammad came and Khalid. Now, what's the difference between the wow and the fa? The wow, it does not indicate time and does not indicate order. So it does not indicate that there was an order between me seeing Muhammad and me seeing Zayd, meaning that I could have seen Zayd first and then Muhammad. It doesn't point to an order. And likewise, it doesn't indicate a time frame. So it doesn't indicate whether I saw Muhammad and then 2 days later I saw Zayd, or whether I saw Zayd first and then 2 days later or a few seconds later I saw Zayd. So the wow does not indicate in any shape, way, or form, order or time. Okay. On the other hand, the fa, it does indicate an order and it does indicate a time. So when I say Ja Muhammad fa Khalid, it indicates that first and foremost, Muhammad came first and then Khalid. So it does indicate an order. What comes before the fa is what happened first. And likewise, it indicates a time frame which is very short. That Muhammad came, and then a few seconds or a few minutes later, Khalid came. Okay, so then that, in a very brief sense, is the difference between wow and fa. There's many different types of fa again. Hatta means till. أكلت السمك حتى رأسه. I ate the fish till its head. Till its head. And there are many different types of hatta. Sometimes it's a harf al-ataf, sometimes not a harf al-ataf. And hatta is a particle that has a lot to it. As Sibawayh, the great grammarian, he said when he was dying, or he said, أموت وفي قلبي شيء من حتى. I'm dying, and in my heart there's still something about hatta. And hatta is still something that still puzzles me. Rahmatullah alayhi, rahmatullah wasi'a. Means or. Likewise, أو means or. أتريد كتابا أم دفترا? Do you want a book or notebook? خذ الكتاب أو القلم. Take the book or the pen. So what's the difference between the two in a very brief sense? Is used in questions, while أو is used outside of questions. La means not, and again, there are many different types of la. Okay, one of the types of la is la, which is harf al-ataf, but the la can sometimes just come as a particle of negation. Okay, جاء محمد لا خالد. Muhammad came, not Khalid. لكن means but. ما ضرب محمدا لكن خالدا. He did not hit Muhammad, but Khalid. And then there's finally bal, which means rather. جاء محمد. Muhammad came, but no, rather Khalid. So these are the 9 different parts of, or the 9 different particles of ataf. And this is how the ma'atuf functions.